My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. On the world stage, the performance of our athletes and sportsmen is pathetic. The Olympics are a testimony to that. We end up nowhere with dozens of small nations beating us hollow. But you know what is ironical is India's dwarf athletes do pretty well. This time in the latest dwarf Olympics in Germany, India got 37, Indian dwarfs got 37 medals, 37 on 40, including 15 golds. Are dwarfs. By the way, it's not really a parallel comparison between the normal Olympics and this World Dwarf Games because only 20 nations took part in the World WDG, World Dwarf Games. Whereas in the Olympics, there's dozens of countries, maybe 100, maybe 120, maybe 150, that many. But hats off to these are dwarfs. But now, before I proceed about their performance, let me give you a couple of figures of dwarfs in India. The dwarfs in India number something like 200,000. 200,000. Now, this doesn't come from the census, which doesn't count dwarfs. It comes from the Dwarf Federation of India. And in America, there's 65,000 dwarfs, and the world population of dwarfs is supposed to be 650,000. Now, the 200,000 dwarfs in India, that seems consistent because America's dwarf numbers are one fourth of ours, and America's population is one fourth of ours also. So, hats off to these 200,000 dwarfs in India. Now, talking about them, the legal height for a dwarf in America is 4 feet 10 inches. 58 inches. But our dwarfs who got damn good medals are only 41 inches. Joby Matthews, one of the top dwarf sportsmen in India, is just 41 inches, 3 feet 5 inches. Devyapa More, another gold medalist dwarf from Karnataka, is just 3 feet. Yet he won the 100 meters gold, which is pretty damn creditable, yeah. Now, obviously, in dwarf games, you don't have games like the long jump because it wouldn't work. No high jump, no pole vault, so that wouldn't work. The games they have is 100 meters, of course. That's one game, and then there's badminton, singles and doubles, and there's javelin, and there's discus, and there's this thing, there's archery. So it's pretty damn good, yeah. Our dwarfs are doing quite well. And there's a girl dwarf, woman dwarf also, Arunachalam Nalini. One thing odd is a lot of these dwarfs of India who are top sportsmen come from the south, a lot from Kerala, like Joby Matthews is that. And, on that note, this guy who's 4 feet 5 inches, Joby Matthews, he's married to a normal sized girl. I mean, I'm going on a tangent, but it's worth it. It's something to know, and she fell in love with him. It's unbelievable, and he's got a son, 13-year-old son who's already taller than him, and the wife is quite proud of him. Anyway, that's a tangent, but this is pretty good. Now dwarfs vary in shape. Usually they have very short hands, hands that reach up to only say forearm normally, and legs which are barely this much. But their torsos are long. Torsos meaning the body, and the head is large because all dwarfs you'll notice in circuses or otherwise, their heads are large. And but there are other dwarfs, overseas where the legs can be short, but the hands are tall. So the dwarfs of England, America, Australia, Canada, they beat us hollow. But one sad thing about the India's dwarfs is they also, how much they have to struggle to get to, they have no money. And no money comes from the central government, no money comes from the state government. Sponsors don't want to, rich companies don't want to, they don't want the image of a dwarf, surf or something like that, or life boy or something. Lux soap. So these fellows, they end up nowhere. I mean, poor fellows, these Olympians among dwarfs, they reached Toronto in 17, 6 years ago, and they had no money for a hotel room. Yeah, poor fellows land up there, land up in Toronto, and no hotel rooms. But some Indian foundation, arranged some community space, and they spent their time there. And in Germany or something, the metro gave them free rides on their metro trains. And these are little things, so they have to beg around and ask people, etc. They manage to raise funds, because they always raise people with some amount of compassion. But anyway, I think I'm talking about this because somewhere, at least, our dwarfs are good in sports. They do pretty well. Yeah, if our normal sportsmen don't, at least our dwarfs do. And I think Mr. Modi must address them and tell them, the only danger is Mr. Modi makes such extravagant promises. He may tell them, dwarfs, remember to vote for BJP, and in my reign, even you will go taller. I will find a Himalayan Aushadhi, some Himalayan herb to make you taller. So, he's capable of doing that, but I don't think his advisors would advise him to this. And Modi may also chicken out. Yeah, he would not want to be associated with dwarfs. He's very image conscious. Well, friends, I just thought, this was all news to me. We guys haven't even heard of us dwarf sportsmen who do well. We should know them, yeah. We should know of their existence, because dwarfs are only 1 in 20,000 births. There's one dwarf, so they really, and I don't think they live very long. They don't have long lives, I think. Well, I salute these dwarf sportsmen and athletes, and please send it to everybody and not just to dwarfs. And if you know a dwarf, then please, he'll be very proud to know of his community's achievements. All right, so I'll bid you farewell. See you later, alligator.